Hello everybody, on this Kentucky Derby Saturday here at Hastings Racecourse, where the only place to watch today's Run for the Roses is obviously right here at Hastings. On our opening segment, we'll not only look back on last Saturday's opening day, we're also going to meet with the director and racing secretary here at Hastings Racecourse, Paul Ryneveld. When I say it's a tough job being a racing secretary, let's ask Paul about it.
Well, the racing secretary's role is to basically put together the actual races from day to day, write the condition book, take the entries, get the entries filled for that day, and then draw the entries and disseminate the information. Basically, the racing secretary is in charge of the racing office staff that does all that work, and here we do that for the weekend. We do it on Wednesdays, and we'll take entries for both the Saturday and Sunday card, draw both days, and get the overnight out, and then start the whole process to get the program and get the information to the form. So that's basically the role of the racing secretary.
Yeah, you look after the whole bond, where a train only looks after their bond.
That's right. Yeah, that's one thing that's kind of where the two parties show kind of butt heads, is that a trainer has 20 horses, say 40 horses in their care. They know where those horses are going to run. The racing secretary has to figure out where 900 horses are going to run. We have about 900 horses stabled on the grounds and horses that train at other places and ship in. And figuring out what races to offer to cater to all those horses is the goal of the racing secretary. This year, we were blessed with good weather during the winter months, and then, you know, as they trained up to opening day. And as a result, a lot of these horses are much further along than they would typically be. I also think some of the trainers started getting going on their horses back in January, which gave them a little more time to get ready. As a result, we have had more horses ready to race. We did schedule some about 3.5 furlong races to hopefully pick up some of the horses that might not be quite there yet, and I believe opening day we have four or five of the 3.5s and one on Sunday. And if you look at those races, had those not been offered at that distance, those races never would have gone, and we would have been sitting with short fields.
Fans here have always wanted consistency.
Well, exactly. We have a 1:40 p.m. post time on all weekends and holidays. We have Friday racing starting almost from the beginning. First 3 weeks of racing we don't have Fridays, and then we add the Fridays, and we run every Friday until into September. With the exception of during the P&E, there's a few changes, and when the Lions are playing over at the makeshift Empire Stadium, that will be the only change. But pretty much 1:40 p.m. on the weekends and holidays, 7 o'clock on Fridays. We have Fridays every Friday from May 14th on, and that will help everybody as far as the patrons and the fans that come out. They know when we're starting and what we're doing. We were fortunate this year, and it's due in part to the work of the Racing Management Committee that was formed last year and really got going full force this year. We were able to actually go back to this purse structure that we had at the start of the meet last year, and it's actually just slightly better, and offer purses that at about $115,000 a day for overnights, if on an 8-race card, that puts us almost second, I believe, on the West Coast as far as purse distribution. Northern California has had their issues and have made some purse cuts, and if you compare our purses for a similar category to a Northern California race, we're ahead of them and offering better purses. So with the exception of the Southern California racing, we have the second best overnight distribution on the West Coast.
A while back, there was an open house.
Well, the open house, it actually was the Sunday before opening, and somehow we managed to get perfect weather for it. And what we did, basically, we invited the public and the horse owners and trainers to come out, and we asked about 12 horses, some of the better horses on the grounds, like Tatey and Tommy Danziger, you know, champions from last year, to work in front of the crowd. And we had about 12 horses work, and explained how that all went, and basically answered questions and talked about the upcoming race meet. And we had something in the neighborhood of 200 people show up for the first time out of the box. We felt that was a very good turnout, and we're actually looking at doing more throughout the season.
The jocks, people love them.
This year's colony is starting to really shape up. We have a few new riders that have come up from Mexico, Isaias Cardenas, Amadeo Perez, and Jose Tapia. And these guys look the part. I've watched them a few times in the morning, so they'll be nice additions to the colony. For opening couple weeks, we have a few of the Alberta jockeys here. We have Quincy Welsh and Stefan Heiler for this weekend, and you know, we have the returning veterans, and of course Fernando Perez, last year's leading rider, and Mario Gutierrez, who was leading rider the year before that. So very contentious jockey colony, and quite a bit of talent in that room. I would say that we're very optimistic for how the industry in North America has kind of gone, especially on the West Coast. We're sitting in a spot where we have great horse owners, great trainers. We've got a horse population that looks to be pretty healthy, and we have great fans around here. And I really believe that getting off with a strong start, we should be able to maintain that momentum. We obviously have the Triple Crown races coming up, Kentucky Derby, and that always breeds excitement. So we've done our part. We've gotten, as a collective group, we've gotten a good opening weekend, and it should just keep going from there.